Now imagine you're a freelance designer or a design agency. You design a website and you're just about to deliver the website, and all you have to do now is to email usernames and passwords to the website. I mean, this is not the right way to do it. It doesn't make you look professional. Ideally, you want to be able to email things like the brand guide, a proper handoff document which has all the information. In fact, let me show you what I'm working on Crafter Pro Agency. This is a unified solution for freelancers and design agencies, which allows you to manage all your presets, your style guides, all your done-for-you starter sites, and so on. But let me just show you how this works. So this is in beta, okay? This is 3.0 beta. I'm still working on it. In fact, I'm looking for beta testers to make sure that we have a product that is solid before we ship it. All right, so I want to start off with the style guide here. So this style guide here is going to be populated with our information. So here we're going to have a light logo. Here we have a dark logo. So you can actually go in and drop your logo here. Okay. Now, once you drop your logo, you move on to the next part. And then here is where you add your document details. Okay. What is the site about, and the brand overview, the brand mission. Okay. This information is very important. Of course, it may be discussed prior, but if it's in a one document, this makes you look very professional. Next, here you can see we have the style guide, and in the style guide, we have our colors. Now, this is not the full design or the final design. This is just to show you what this document is going to have. So we have our primary color, secondary, heading, body text, link colors. Here we have our palette, which has all the shades of our colors. It's going to be laid out properly, by the way, so don't worry about the layout at the moment. These are the new features that we'll be adding in. And if we go further down here, you can see we have our token variables. Now, I haven't added any yet. Here we have the fonts. You can see we have our Poppins as our main font here, and then Open Sans as the body. And then over here, this is where we're going to have our headings and so on. We're also going to have a spacing scale. So once this is completed, you've filled everything in, we are going to be able to save it as PDF. And then this is the document that you can send your clients when you finish working on the project. Over here, when you refresh, the colors that show here and also the fonts are going to be from the website. Okay, so you don't have to worry about trying to find fonts elsewhere to match what you have on your website. Everything is going to be pulled from your actual website. So this is very, very powerful. Now, for those of you that have been working with Crafter Pro, yes, we can import our design variables and presets. So this is our style guide. We just drag and drop it here. We can either replace an existing design with your new style guide, which is professional, which has everything, the spacing scale, the fonts which are fluid and responsive, and so on. Because chances are you're going to get situations where perhaps you get a client that has a Divi website, but it is full of presets that were not done properly. This is where you can just override all the presets. It keeps the design intact, but you can go in now and apply the proper spacing, the proper sizing, the proper heading sizes, and so on. So this is a replace. Now, there are also going to be situations where you want to work on a website, you've added a few variables, but you want to add more. So instead of deleting everything that's on the existing website, you can actually merge, and then your new design system that you're adding in will add to what is already there. And this imports in a beautiful way. In fact, let me show you how this works. So if I come over here to browse, or I can drag and drop if that's easier. So we are going to go to, let's go to our downloads here, because this is where we have our design system. There we go. I'm going to select that one and then click on open. So there you go. When I click on preview, it gives me an idea of what is happening. And this is a new interface in Crafter Pro Beta 3. Now this is in beta, by the way, so it's not out there yet. So when you take a look here, you can see it's telling me exactly what's going to happen. I am in merge mode, 52 new, 0 to update, 28 unchanged, and so on. And we also have this little blue dot. Okay, this blue dot tells me there is something that's going to be added to the website. Okay, so it's 52 new. And then here, font variables, these are going to be unchanged. These 26 are going to be unchanged, spacing variables. And then the presets, 6 will update and merge and overwrite. And then these 307 are going to be there. Okay, so it gives you an idea before you actually commit. Now over here, if you have colors that are already on a website that you're working on, you can go ahead and disable this. Now, do you see they're all grayed out? That means that these colors now will not be added to your existing color palettes. But if you want to keep them there, you can just do that. And then when you scroll further down here, you have your spacing scale. And if you don't want to add any of this and you want to use the spacing scale on the website, you can just uncheck them and this will work really fine. Okay, so now that we're done here, I can say confirm and import. We have a notice here and then I can just say confirm. Now you can see it says successful. But the question now is, where are they? Well, here it gives us an idea of what we have in the system. But if you want to take a look and see where everything is and how things are updated, you can go into a page. And let's say I go to the sample page. If I go to my variables, colors, you can see all my colors here have been added. Now, the cool thing is, with this design system, our colors here are all dynamic. If I come over here and I try to change the color, I want you to notice what happens to the shades. So if I do that, now do you see the shades have changed? Now they've changed completely, right? Very, very powerful. So you don't need to stress too much with the colors. And then once you're done, you can just hit save. Now, this is ideal if you want to rebrand a website. If you want to rebrand a website, it is very, very easy. You can just go in, rebrand it super fast, and you are good to go. Now, I'm just going to do a quick refresh here and take a look at our style guide, and sure enough, our style guide here has updated. You don't have to go in and add manual colors in here. Now you see this is a primary color that we just changed a moment ago. So our style guide here is going to update appropriately. Next, we have a rollback. Now let's say you want to roll back to a state which had, let's say, the 47 colors and 0 presets. You can just do that. It gives you a warning here. And then when you roll back, it puts back your 47 colors and so on. Okay. And then all you have to do is refresh. So that's the rollback feature. Next, we have the import changelog. This will show you what is happening when you import. We also have the reset. Now the reset is also very, very powerful. Let's say you have a website and you want to get rid of all the module presets and all the variable colors. You can just delete by clicking on this button here like that. And you'll see in a moment that everything is going to go, right? You see that? Now there is nothing. If I were to go to this page and I refresh it, you'll see that all my design settings here are gone. You can see now my grid is gone. And if I come over here to the colors, there's no colors. You see that? And then at this point, if it's a site I'm working on, I can just go quickly. Again, I'll just look for my design system. I'm going to go with this one here. Hit open, preview. And you can see here, everything is all blue because everything is going to be added to an empty website. Okay. And then I'm just going to say confirm and import. So you may be thinking, well, okay, we are importing and we're just importing and importing. Can we export? Now, this is something really, really powerful. And this is going to be in version 3. So if I want to export and share my designs with my team members, right, I can come over here, give this a name. So let's say this website is craftpro.com colors. Okay, let's call them colors. Okay, we want to share the color palette. So what we can do is we scroll further down here and you'll notice now that we have specifics that we can choose. So we can say colors only, and you can see the colors are selected. If I come over here to fonts, there's nothing selected on the fonts. If I come over here on the spacing, there's nothing. And if I come over here on the module presets, there's no module presets selected. Okay. But if I want to say full bundle, you can see everything is updating here at the top in real time. Look at that. Colors only. We have 52 colors. Now, if I want to say presets only, do you see that? Here is where we have all the presets. And we have 0 fonts, 0 colors, 0 variables. And then if I come over here on the variables, you can see there's no presets now. It's just the color variables and the font variables. So it is a very, very powerful system. You can export whatever you want quickly. And once you export it, you can share it with your design team. It's going to be a JSON file, and then you can just send it out easily. Okay. Now, we also have things like the changelog, where you can see what has been added, what has been adjusted, and so on, which is also pretty cool. We also have the system here. It pretty much tells you what is running. So here it tells you, oh, okay, you're running the Krafter Pro design system.json style guide. You know, it gives you an idea. Here we also have the diagnosis, and we also have a really cool feature here where you can go in and adjust your screen size that you're working on. And if you want this really wide, you can make it really extra wide like that. Okay. Now, there's also going to be another feature called a handoff. Now, this is where you get to list all your plugins that you've used on the website, the username and passwords to the website, and so on. And you also be able to export it from here. This is very important. It makes you look very professional if you're a design agency. Very, very powerful. Now, we can see here there's a license tab. Okay. Krafter Pro is going to be a licensed product. Now, why am I making it licensed? As you can imagine, there's a lot of features in here, and I think this is going to be a really, really powerful way to design websites with Divi, because I am going to also include a Divi design workflow course, because you can't just go in and start designing randomly. If you want to save time and save money, there's a process that you design, and this process that I'm teaching you will also work hand in hand with all the starter sites that are going to be released. Now, I am only running this as a promo, okay? If you purchase this today, or in the next few days before the final version of Krafter Pro Agency comes out, you are going to be grandfathered in. You're going to have the unlimited license. You can use this on as many websites as you want. If you're an agency or if you're a freelancer, you can use that. Now, what's unique about this is all the starter sites that are going to be added. I'll be adding one every month, sometimes 2 if I get the time, but one every month is guaranteed. So you're going to be having one every month. 1 month could be, maybe it's a let's say a booking website. Okay. Next month could be a fitness consultancy. The next one could be, they're going to be just different ones, but these are going to be full packaged websites with the actual plugins that make that website work. You are going to be adding very, very minimal work. You're just going to add images and the copy itself, and that's it. You don't need to go in and add so much and start designing things. It'll be ready for you to design. I'm also going to be partnering with plugin developers who I've used in the past, who have tried and tested products. And these are products that I've used for a very, very long time. So these are the type of plugins that we're going to use. So for example, let's say you want to build a shopping cart, or you want to sell digital products. Well, we're going to be using things like Shortcut, or we're going to be using Fluent Cart. In fact, I'm using Fluent Cart for Divi University, tried and tested, right? If there is any demand for WooCommerce, I may also do WooCommerce. So these already, there are 3 products that are going to be in that category for selling. So I'll be making another version of digital products, another version of products, like let's say, for example, physical products, right? So we're going to have different type of websites, but it's going to be so complete that everything will be set up for you, including email templates. Right? So let's say someone has bought a product, they get an automated email to say, thank you for purchasing the product, blah, blah, blah. All that is going to be in. So as a freelancer and as an agency, your work is going to be cut down by probably 70%. So this is going to be a powerful system. So Krafter Pro Agency is going to have these starter websites in here, and you're going to be able to use them with this preset manager and style guide manager. And it's going to make things very, very easy for you. Once you finish designing the website, you'll be able to come over here to create your style guide and also your handoff document. Very, very powerful. Now, here's the thing. It's very, very difficult if I'm going to be trying to find out what's wrong with the plugin and so on. So if you are willing to try, to go on the beta tester, to be a beta tester, that'll be really awesome. Let me know in the comments, and I will send you a link to join the beta testing. And during that process, you'll be also able to suggest any features that we may want to add in there. And of course, if you can help as well, if you're a developer and you'd like to help with this will be really, really cool. As you can imagine, putting something like this is very, very expensive. Trust me, guys, it's very, very expensive. That is why I cannot make this lifetime forever. I want to be able to make also recurring income because I've put in a lot of effort in this. A lot of work has gone in. So at least as I'm also adding more value to this, you'll also be making money and you'll also be renewing. Everyone is happy. So I cannot continue to make this absolutely lifetime because, as you can imagine, I've had lifetime members, from funnels to income, and I've had them for almost 10 years, right? But as I promised, they get everything that I said they'll get absolutely free, and I've honored that agreement. So this is your only opportunity for you to go in and get the lifetime license. Once the lifetime license goes, that's it. And if you purchase it now, you're going to get this Krafter 3 absolutely lifetime. Absolutely lifetime. And you're going to be getting support. We are also going to get our own dedicated community for Krafter Pro designers, where we can do critiquing, we can do group calls, and so on. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm super excited about this because Divi has evolved to a stage now where things are getting very exciting. And I don't want you to just go in and just start designing without a proper workflow. As you can see, it's becoming very, very, very detailed. It's almost looking like Photoshop and overwhelming. So I want to take all that overwhelm out of it and help you design amazing looking websites. And hopefully very, very soon, you are going to be making money with these websites that you're going to be designing. Anyway, thank you very much. If you're interested in the beta testing, let me know and in the comments, and then I'll direct you to and I'll send you the version which you can test out, and so that when we ship, we won't have a lot of issues. Anyway, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next one. Take care.